Well, thank you everyone for joining me again today for Anno 2070. Unfortunately, I started my Let's Play a couple days ago. Decided to upload the videos, and for some reason, YouTube won't accept the videos. I think they're probably too big in size. I guess that's what happens when you record on Super HD. So I'm going to have to keep these videos shorter and basically have to start kind of over again from the beginning. But this will give me a chance to kind of explain things a little bit better and take it a little slower for those new people out there. So we're just going to go to the mission map. Like I said before in my other video, lots of different choices. We're going to play easy, continuous game.
Configuration.
We're going to set ourselves up as a global trust. We're going to keep everything normal. And we're going to click on start. You have your Eden initiative, which are your goody two-shoe elves. And then you have your normal humans race, which comes in and does things through production. So we're going to be the global trust. I guess to start over, unfortunately, but I think last video I kind of focused more on the interface anyways, so this will give us a chance to review what to do to start up your Anno 2070 game. Definitely recommend, if you are new, try the campaign game. Kind of walks you through things step by step by step. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to be given an arc, which is going to be, here's our arc right here.
All systems online.
Your arc is persistent throughout your playing career here. You'll notice that I have several objects in here. These are objects I had actually picked up from the last playthrough I was working on and kept in my arc. So that's kind of a good thing. You can produce a lot of resources, put them inside your arc and start a different game, and you'll have access to these resources right off the bat. So what we want to do is kind of analyze our island here to figure out where a good place to put things would be. We got a couple mines over here, a river. Got a lobster factory over here. So things you have to think about when, what's this, another lobster, good. Some mines, okay. Great. So probably build our city in here, maybe. Alright, the other thing you want to do in the beginning is,
How may I help you?
first thing you want to do is click on your build tab down here at the bottom, and it's going to have Eve, which is your virtual reality essence basically, and you're going to have just your lower level tycoon workers or Eden workers. Each of these are going to be different depending on the race you play. If you play the tycoons or the Eve initiative, the first thing you're going to want to do is build a city center. The only way you can build your city center is to keep it within the sphere of your influence. So you notice that this building has a sphere of influence. We can build anything we want in there. So we could put our city center right here, but the problem is with that is some of our buildings will be out.
Command ship ready. Initiating.
Will be out in the middle of the water there. And we can't build it way back here yet because we don't have access to that part of the island yet. If we wanted to build it way back here, what we could do is click on Eve and click a trade depot. And let's assume we put the trade depot, say here. Nope, I can't get those things and connect it. So I'll just put it there, that's fine. Alright, so now you'll notice I have bigger area of influence that I can build in. Now I can build my city center. Maybe back here in the middle of the island a little more. But again, I have to connect it with our sphere of influence. And that's fine. So there's your city center. And what you're going to do then is you're going to build houses to have people come in. But they must be able to get to the city center, so what you can do is build a road. Have a right-click menu. You'll see we have one of our options is road, so we're going to build a road. around our city center. You don't necessarily need to have to do this, but I like to have a road around everything. And then we have to build roads out to our edge of our influence. You notice I can't build out here because I don't have influence in that area. Then I can right click the menu and build on a barracks, or I can come back to our build menu, click on our tycoon worker, and click on worker barracks. And you can hold your left mouse button down and kind of just drag and put workers in there. And again, we'll do the same thing over on this side. The thing is, these people here have got a road that'll connect them back to the city center, so they'll be happy. These people here don't have access to the city center, so they won't be happy. So what we have to do is build a road on this side to keep these people happy. Now, the first people that come into your city is going to be tycoon workers. And the workers are going to have certain needs that
the neighbors also think we have it good here.
They're going to have certain needs that'll make them happy or unhappy. They're going to want food. They're going to want a community. Now, community is basically roads that lead back to the city center, so they are forming a little town. So as long as they're connected on a road to back to the city center, they'll be happy. The other thing they want is food. Now we start with a certain amount of resources. If we click on any of your warehouses, depots or warehouses, you will see that we have 9 fish, a few building modules, and a few tools. None of the other resources. Eventually our fish is going to go down because the people are going to eat the fish. So what we have to do is produce some fish for them, so they're going to be happy. And again, we can only build this within our sphere of influence. I'm going to put the fishery pretty close because we need to connect it with a road back to our depot here. So when the fish come in, we can go out and pick up the fish and bring them back to our warehouse.
New buildings available for construction.
And what happens is, when you get more people to move into your village or town, they're going to want more.
That fight a little while ago? Oh, you should have seen it.
They're going to want more things. So once we have a certain amount of people, they're going to want drink, and we've now reached that level. I think it's 100 or 50, maybe it's 50 workers. Once we have 50 workers, they want, not only do they want food and community, but they also want drink. So for drink, you can see they want liquor. So if we click back on our build menu, you see that we have distilleries which produce rice, which then produces liquor, and it tells you it's going to take some tools and some building modules to do this. Certain of your resources can only be built on certain islands. So for example, if you look at this island here, Green Acres, we have tea that we can build here, rice, coffee, and we have one other fertility that we haven't actually used yet and is kind of open for us to decide what to put on there. So if we got some sugar beet seeds, or we got, some other kind of resource that we wanted to build on our island, we could put that in there. Fortunately for us, we do have rice on our home system here, and this takes rice, so we're going to actually use rice to produce liquor. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to produce, let's see, how do we want to do this? Okay. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Yeah, sure. Do it like this. Now this is a factory that actually you need some fields for, and in this case it has 2 fields that it requires, and we have built none, so we're just going to click on this little fields button, and we're going to go in and put 2 fields down that's within the sphere of influence of this main distillery. You notice now we have 2 of 2, It's working at 100%. All we have to do is connect this back with the road. And when the rice is made, it'll go into the distillery. Our guys will come out to the distillery, pick it up, and bring it back to our depot. So we'll then have rice. Now, certain resources produce really fast and other resources don't. So we're going to actually build another one of these factories. Probably right there. And again, we're going to click on this factory. Now this factory needs its own fields. And even though it has fields within its sphere of influence, this factory can't work these fields because these fields are being worked by this factory. So we're going to click on this. We're going to rotate this. Rotate it again. And since this is adjacent to this, we don't actually need a road built to it. And you'll see it's going to be working at 100%. Also having 2 fields. If we go back to our main city center, you can see we now have 112 of 112 workers. Sorry about that. I had to do something there. We have 112 of 112. So we have maxed out our buildings. If you click on our buildings here, it'll actually show you that there's 8 residents living in that building. And you'll see that our liquor is starting to come in now, and we're starting to make our people happy. When we get to a certain amount of workers here, 144, they're going to need an activity. So we can build a few more houses. And what you can do is right click and use the little pipette and click on that, and it'll copy whatever you click on. In this case, we've got a building here, so we'll go ahead and we don't have, so each building requires
a little while ago.
building modules.
You should have seen it.
And some tools. So we don't have enough of those right now. Well, Eve was lucky enough to, if we click on our arc here, we can actually get our commando ship, which costs us 3,500.
Ship ready to go. Navigation systems online.
Thank you, Eve. And it's going to bring our little ship out. And this is important for a couple things. Number one is we can have it go around and explore the neighboring systems. And the way you do that, let me just kind of explain. If you hold your shift key down, as long as I'm holding my shift key down, you can see I can just click different waypoints and my ship will travel to that in order. So I'm going to just click around, have it auto explore the area around. And the second thing it'll do is it will open up other land masses in our sector, because we're going to need building modules. So building modules, if we click back on our thing, aren't available. They are available to us. Basically, we need some granulates and some tools. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to build another depot here so we can keep our...
Locating island.
There we go. We found an island, and it'll auto-explore the islands once you've come adjacent to it. Now there's other AI players in the game, and we can see what islands they have. Alright, so building modules. We're going to click on our crushers here. Basically, we're going to go in the ground and crush up the earth, make little granulates from it.
Registering energy shortage.
We're going to build 2 of them. And 2 of them, and then we need the actual smelter. Again, I like to connect everything with a nice road.
Locating island.
Connect. And then we'll put this right there. Now, we're short of energy. Everything takes a certain amount of energy. We don't have energy, so we're going to click on our coal. And basically, we're going to produce some dirty coal energy. We want to keep that away from our food and such, so we'll put that Right here next to the water looks good, yeah. Normally, oh, we don't have enough building materials, so we need some building modules. That's what these guys are going to be doing. They're crushing up the ground. We're putting in some, we've got our smelter going. Once we get 5 of them, then it'll start producing building modules. These are going to be going really slow right now because we're out of power. So we got another island up here to the north. It's kind of a nice big island. It does have a river on it. Things has vegetables, wheat, and corn, and it
New
also
island
has
located.
some fertility issues. Open. So the first thing you want to do is definitely get your city center up, get your people to come in, get them food, get them liquor, and explore around the area to find out if there's anybody else around in your close to you. There we go. You definitely have to worry about building modules, and you have to worry about tools. Eventually we're going to run out of tools if we don't start building these as well. Building modules and tools are like your basic building blocks, so you have to have those to start building other things. So for example, if we wanted to build a casino here, it's going to take 4 tools and 4 building blocks. Right now we don't have 4 building blocks, but hopefully we'll start making them here as soon as we can get some building blocks in. Still waiting on these guys to crush up the earth. And we could produce more of these.
Unknown coast.
Alright, so we've come across another island here. This island here has vegetables, fruit, and corn. And these are all resources you're going to need later on when you start building things bigger and bigger. Now the one thing to keep in mind is when these guys are happy enough, you'll see that they will upgrade from tycoon workers to tycoon...
New island coordinates acquired.
What are they? Tycoon... Let's click on this. Workers become... What are they? Citizens? I forget. I've been playing too much Dawn of Discovery. So tycoon workers
Hello,
will
I'm
upgrade.
Professor David.
Okay, so we met an AI player. Here's his ship. We can actually, this is what I was looking for, is one of his ships.
What brings you
We
to
can click on his arc, and he'll have some resources that maybe we can trade with him, and we
And
do.
what do you want?
So we're going
And
to
what do you
click
want?
on him. And this is kind of confusing. Some people just trade the resources and then click off. You can't do that. You actually have to check the OK button.
So I must devote myself to.
So now I bought some
organizational
tools and I
matters
bought
again.
some building modules. So now I'm going to head our vehicle back home by just clicking on our vehicle and right-clicking to make it move there. That way we'll have some building modules that we can use to build our power. Our power facilities basically are one of 2 things, depending on if your employees is the next level. There it is. We can't build this until we have Echo employees or Tycoon employees. These are the 2 main base races, the Echoes and the Tycoons. And you can see we need 2 building blocks to build this, which we just purchased from our other player. And now what we can do is just click on our ship, and it's going to transform into our warehouse. Now let's send this guy back out exploring some more now that we have a few resources we can use. And what we'll do is we'll click on our excavator there. And then what we're going to do once we have the excavator is we're going to build a coal power station, and that'll give us power. Once it starts getting coal, you'll see that it needs 5 coal. Once it starts getting coal in, it's going to convert that coal into energy. That'll solve our energy crisis.
Hi, I'm Tilda. Nice to meet you.
Okay, we met Tilda. She's got an arc as well. Or nope,
here?
that's right there's her ship. We just saw her ship.
Decreased fertility due to pollution.
Yeah, so everything we kind of do is oh, there she is right there. So we could go
Hi,
into,
I'm Tilda. Nice to meet
she has tools, but she doesn't have any building blocks. Okay, so I'm going to bring this episode to a close. This is just the beginning. Again, sorry, apologize for having to restart, but I'm trying to keep these videos shorter so they're not as big, and hopefully that was the issue of uploading them to YouTube. So be sure to stop in and watch the next video on Anno 2070. This is just going to be a let's play slash how to do Anno 2070. So hopefully those of you that are new to the system will understand a little bit better what you need to do. So thanks for joining.